If I look really puffy and gross, it's because I just had a cry because I was so frustrated. I filmed this video yesterday. I spent hours filming it and answering all of your questions, and I went to edit it today and the memory card said it's corrupt. I don't even know what that means. I didn't know what to do. I've spent all day Googling how to get the footage back. I've decided I can't get the footage back, so I'm now going to film the video again, which I don't mind. I don't mind filming it again, but I'm just annoyed because now I don't have a video to go up today, which is Friday. I'm going to have to put this up on a different day, so I'm just annoyed, but it's fine. I'm over it. I'm over it now. Let's get on with it. I'm not going to cry. So today I'm going to be filming a part 2 of the questions I've avoided answering video. I did one of these earlier in the year, and today I'm going to be answering some more. They're not all questions that I've avoided. Some of them are just standard questions, but a lot of them are things that I don't normally talk about and stuff like that. Yeah, and whilst I'm answering them, I'm going to be doing my makeup. I'm going to be doing my everyday makeup in case you want to see how I do it. It's not very exciting, spoiler. I have done absolutely nothing with my hair today. It's just a fluffy mess. I feel like I need to put it back with a headband, but I feel like these just make me look like a bit of a knob. I'm not feeling that. I am going to be starting off with my foundation. The one that I always use is the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour foundation, but obviously this one is definitely too light for me when I'm fake tanned, so I like to mix it in with a bit of this, because this is the only foundation I have that's darker. I mix it in with the Body Shop Matte Clay foundation. So quite a lot of people were asking, why did you stop doing makeup videos? Why has your content changed so much recently and stuff like that? I think I mentioned in a video a while ago that I was just getting really bored of the testing makeup videos and the makeup challenge videos and stuff like that. And I just wanted to try mixing things up a bit, trying something different. And I'm just really enjoying the videos that I'm filming at the moment. There are still makeup-y elements in those videos, like for example the alphabet thing that I did the alphabet makeup challenge. In that, the 24 hours of using only Primark stuff, I did testing Primark makeup in that. So like I am still doing them, but just not on their own, because I just got so bored of it. Honestly, I got really bored of filming the same thing all the time, and I feel like it's just more me. It's just like weird little videos, little challenges. It just kind of suits me a bit more, because makeup was not my thing. It never was my thing. Oh my goodness, wow, I definitely need to blend this out. This is what I mean. Also, this is kind of ironic because I'm doing a makeup video right now, but it's kind of like a Q&A makeup video. It's like a mixture of things. Was there one video that made your channel grow? There actually was. So for my first 2 years on YouTube, I think I gained about 60,000 subscribers in my first 2 years. And then in the summer of 2016, I uploaded a video that was testing Primark Beauty. It was my first ever testing video. And I then uploaded another video a week later that was high-end versus Poundland makeup, and that was my first ever half and half video, and that one did the same thing. In fact, that one got even more views quickly. Like they were both going crazy. So I had 2 videos that were going crazy at the same time, and my channel was just going like, it was a crazy time. I think I gained 100,000 subscribers in a month. So I went from like 60k to getting close to 200,000. It was like crazy how quick it went up. But yeah, I'd say that's kind of where it started, and that was when I started doing the makeup videos, because I realized people enjoyed them. People said that it was funny that I was just so bad at makeup and I made a joke out of it. So that's kind of where that all began. I'm now going to do a bit of concealer. I've just got my Lasting Perfection collection thingy. That's not the way you say it. Collection Lasting Perfection. I've got the shade number 2 because, you know, we've had to go a little bit darker. If you had to dye your hair a crazy color, what would you choose? I've actually recently been thinking that I really want to dye my hair a cool color. I think it's because I saw Sophie Foster dye her hair like bright pink, and it looks so cool, and it's just making me jealous. I want a cool colored hair. I don't think I would go for pink though. I'm kind of thinking that I really want to dye my hair like a navy blue, like a really dark blue, or maybe like a really dark purple. Not like when I did it last year and it went horribly wrong. That was like a bright purple. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about doing it. If you'd like me to film it, if I do, let me know. In fact, if this video gets 10,000, that's pushing it because not many people are going to watch this. 10,000 thumbs up, I will film a video of me dyeing my hair blue or purple. Oh my god, which one? Vote down below which one you want, because I can't decide, but I'll do it. I don't really care. It's all a bit of fun and it will wash out, so honestly, I'm up for anything, and yeah, it'll make a fun little video as well. Have you had your teeth whitened? I actually have, but it was a long time ago. So when I was younger, I actually had quite yellow teeth. Like, they were just naturally quite a yellow shade, and they were definitely my biggest insecurity when I was I was gonna say when I was older. When I was younger, it was my biggest insecurity. I never wanted to show my teeth. If I was talking to someone, I would always feel really self-conscious. If I was laughing, I would always cover my mouth. When I was 19, which was 6 years ago, I got my teeth professionally whitened and the results were worth every penny. I loved my teeth afterwards and I could finally smile again and be like, ha. Yeah, it's been about 6 years. It's definitely worn off a lot. They used to be a lot whiter, so I'm thinking of maybe topping them up a little bit. I'm also just gonna get a bit of shade 1 and just kind of pop that under my eyes as well, just to like brighten them a bit. So many people asked if we're gonna be getting another cat soon, and honestly, I really don't think we will be. I don't think we're gonna be getting any more pets for a little while. Maybe in the future, but for now, definitely not, but maybe in the future. I'm now just gonna take a bit of the Rimmel Stay Matte powder to powder my face. Who is your favourite YouTuber? And please be honest. Love you. Love you too. And don't worry, I will be honest. I wasn't gonna lie to you. Who is my favourite YouTuber though? I actually don't know this one. This is, ow. I bit my tongue. I feel like I have different favourites from each kind of genre of videos that I watch. So like my favourite gaming YouTubers are kind of like the Australian gamers. If you've watched them, you'll know who I mean, but like the Click crew. Then for ASMR, I really like watching GB ASMR. And then my favourite YouTubers that make like videos like I make. There's so many. Like I obviously watch all of my friends' videos like Soph and Jazz and Jade. And do you know who's like one of my all-time faves and has been for years? Fabhan. She's been one of my fave YouTubers for so long. Like I'm a bit of a Fabhan fangirl, honestly. So I did my eyebrows before I started filming. I used the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade number 4. I normally use 3.5, but it's run out, so I used 4 and I feel like I can kind of get away with it. They're maybe a little bit dark, but only by a 0.5, so it's alright. But I'm just going to touch them up a little bit now that I've been doing my foundation and stuff. What is the age difference between you and Alex? I'm 25, he's 24, but he does turn 25 in like a couple of months. So yeah, there's only like a few months between us. We were born in the same year, so there's really not much of an age difference at all. Any period horror stories? I feel like none of them are like horror stories because I managed to kind of save them all so that it wasn't embarrassing, but I've had some close calls. Like I remember when me and Alex hadn't been together that long at all and I stayed over at his house. I was on my period and it was like a pretty bad one. We were on like day 1, it was all coming out and I was so nervous like sleeping in there because I thought, God, if I have an accident in his bed, that is going to be so embarrassing. Don't worry, I didn't. It didn't happen like that, but it was close. So in the morning, I could kind of tell that it was getting to the point that I needed to go to the toilet and, you know, change things. So I stood up and you know when you first stand up in the morning, sometimes you have a little, so yeah, I stood up and I remember I could feel it running down my leg and I managed to save this. But yeah, I literally was running down my leg. It was a race to get to the bathroom. The bathroom before it came out the bottom of my pajama bottoms and started dripping on the floor. Like it was a race. So I just grabbed my sleepover bag and I was just like, I need to go and have a shower, and I just ran off into the bathroom and had a shower and sorted myself out, and he never knew. So it's not really a horror story because I managed to save it, but it was so close to being quite the horror story. Like we hadn't been together that long, and imagine already doing that to his carpet. Like I would have been, I'm just gonna take a bit of the Benefit Gimme Brow to set my brows into place. Oh yeah, a lot of people asked me why I don't drink alcohol. I'm kind of concerned. Like the last time I drank alcohol was when I didn't really suffer with anxiety, like it wasn't really a thing. But ever since that started, I was like, what if drinking alcohol triggers a panic attack? Like I just can't tell if it's gonna trigger me, so I don't want to risk it. I mean, I'm kind of intrigued though. Maybe I should drink some alcohol soon and just see if it actually does affect me. But for the past 5 years now, I've not drunk alcohol apart from like a sip to try stuff. But I've not properly drunk alcohol because I just don't know how it's going to affect my brain. Have Alex or you done drugs? A lot of people, when we film videos together, will leave comments like, oh, it's so obvious that they're high and stuff like that, which isn't the case. We actually have never done drugs. Neither of us have ever done drugs. I'm not high in my videos with Alex. I don't get that. Do I really seem high? So to contour and bronze up my face, I'm just going to use this Nip and Fab contour palette. I just kind of take a mixture of all of them, like honestly, I just bang on all bang. I just kind of tap on all of them and get a bit of everything. A lot of people asked what my dream job was if it wasn't to be a YouTuber, and honestly, I didn't have a dream job before I started doing this. I was just working random jobs here and there. I was a waitress, I worked in a post office counter, in a post office, I was a cleaner for a bit. I was just doing bits and bobs here and there to make money, but yeah, I don't really know. I just don't have a dream job. I don't. I mean, this is my dream job, so I'm very lucky that I'm able to do this. Okay, now that I'm looking like a orange, like honestly, it doesn't look so bad on camera, but I look orange like a walking satsuma. I am gonna move on. I'm gonna do my blush next, and don't worry, I called it blush. People don't like it when I call it blusher. I don't know what it is, do I? So for blush, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Life's a Peach blush. I've been using this one a lot recently. Oh, it's losing its scent. Weird. It smelled nice yesterday, but today it smells like nothing. What? What's happened to you? Have you ever thought about getting a boob job? Maybe at some points I've thought like, oh, I wish I could get a boob job, but nowadays I honestly don't care. Like, I'm pretty happy with how my boobs are. I quite like having small boobs, and I don't really think I would ever get a boob job. If I was in a place that I could get surgery and I wasn't too anxious to get surgery, I'd get my nose done. Like, that would be my number one priority. So I don't really think about my boobs. Like, they're not an insecurity of mine at all. I'm happy with them the way they are. Oh no. Quite a few people were just asking how my anxiety is these days, and honestly, I feel like it's pretty good because I can't think of the last time that I felt anxious. Like, I just feel like it's pretty under control these days, and I haven't had a panic attack since that really bad one that I talked about in my last questions I've avoided answering video. I haven't had one since then, and that was like October last year, so that's a pretty long time without having a panic attack. And yeah, I feel like it's pretty good, but at the same time, I haven't really done anything to test it. Like, I haven't gone out of my comfort zone at all to like test it and see if I could do something. So yeah, I feel like it is okay. I don't really think about it that much at the moment, which is great. For highlighter, I'm just going to be taking the Ofra Glazed Donut highlighter. Still using it. It's still my go-to highlighter that I use every time. Okay, now that I've just spent half a year highlighting, oh my god, look at that highlight. Oh yeah, I never wear eyeshadow. I cannot be arsed with it, so I'm moving straight on to mascara. I'm just going to be using the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. I've been using this again a lot recently. And the next question is, are you a hypochondriac? If so, what's the worst thing you've thought you've had? Yes, I am the worst at this. If I have the slightest thing wrong with me, the amount of times I'm like, this little thing must be this big thing, that is me to a T. So yeah, I definitely am. I don't know what the worst thing is, probably just that I convince myself that I'm going to die over something. Like, that's the worst thing, but that's a bit dark. We won't go there. The most common thing for me is actually my appendix. Like, the amount of times I get a little pain in my side and I'm like, that's it, appendicitis, I'm going to hospital. And because for me, the thought of being put to sleep and having surgery is the most terrifying thought, that freaks me out. So I'm like, oh god, that's it, this time I've got appendicitis. And Alex is like, Sophie, how many times do you get a stomach pain and it's not appendicitis? And every time I go, yeah, but this time it is. I can tell this time it is. It never is. Oh god, I've jinxed myself though, haven't I? I've jinxed myself. The next one is gonna be now, isn't it? It better not be. But yeah, I'm definitely the biggest hypochondriac. Am I saying it right? Hypochondriac? I recently noticed that you weren't swearing and now you're all the time. To be honest, I love it. I love how they're just like, to be honest, I love it. Yeah, I think I mentioned this before in a video, but maybe I didn't. I can't remember. But yeah, for me, it was just that I do swear a lot. Like, that's just kind of who I am. It's disgusting, I know. I need to stop. Like, I wish I didn't swear as much. So when I'm filming, naturally, swear words do pop out because I am just trying to be myself when I'm filming, so I do accidentally swear. And what I used to do if I swore in a video is I would like stop and re-say that thing without the swear word in it. And I just felt like it was becoming so unnatural, and I don't know, it just wasn't me. And I just decided that from this year, if I swear in a video, I'm gonna leave it and I'm just gonna bleep it out so that obviously if there are younger people watching, it doesn't offend anyone. But I know some people get annoyed though. I get a few comments like, please stop swearing, and I'm just like, it's just who I am. I'm sorry, I'm a rude bitch. The irony that I just said bitch. Bitch is the one that I never know if I should bleep it. Like, is it a swear word? Because I never bleep it, but then people are like, she said bitch. And I'm like, oh, is that a swear word? I've never thought of it as one. So that is my mascara done. Before I go and do my lipstick, I'm just going to answer a couple more questions. And a lot of people were saying, like, you never told us the bad things that happened when you moved house. Why were you crying when you moved into the house and stuff like that? The reason I didn't do the full story time in the end is because it just felt wrong doing a video moaning about all of the things that went wrong, because at the end of the day, that's life. Sometimes things go wrong. So I didn't want to do a story time on it, but I will tell you one of the things that is just like, ugh. To set the scene, already I was feeling a bit rubbish about moving here. A lot of things had not gone to plan and weren't as we expected, but that's all the boring adult housey stuff, so you don't want to hear that. But basically, to make it even worse, the first week that we were living here, there were some kids that kept like ringing the doorbell every day. It was normally around like out of school times. There was one time when it was late enough that Alex was home. Like normally I was always home on my own, but there was one time where Alex was home, so he actually answered the door. I used to just ignore them, but he actually answered the door, and like when he answered it, they were mostly boys. In fact, I think they were pretty much all these like young boys. He thought around 10, 12 years old. One of them was trying to push past him to get into the house, so he had to like shut the door to go out and talk to them. And he just said, you can't keep ringing the doorbell, you can't just come and talk to us whenever you want. I think the girls that were there were understanding and listened, but he said that the boys weren't listening, and they weren't, because they kept coming back this whole week. They just kept coming back. And then I think it was the Friday, it was towards the end of the week, this was like the worst time. They rung the doorbell, no joke, constantly for about 10 minutes, or at least it felt like 10 minutes, like ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. The doorbell started to sound like it was going to break. Like I thought they were going to break the doorbell, banging on the door as well, shouting my name like aggressively, like, Sophie, open the door. Like they were getting annoyed that I wasn't answering the door. Like it was horrible. Like that particular time, like every time it made me really anxious. And to be honest, I felt anxious all the time. Every time the doorbell went, even if it was the postman, I was like a massive bit of anxiety, because I was like, what if it's them? What if it's them? So it just made me feel so on edge for that whole week that I was living there. It's weird. Like I know they're only young, but it makes you not feel safe when you know that you're just waiting for that moment that you're going to start getting like harassed. I mean, that's probably a bit much, but yeah. But anyway, that last time, it was like I was full on panicking. Like I was panicking, which leads me on to another question. Like this is so weird, okay? I've never talked about this until now, but I found a question amongst all of these that said, why did you shout at a fan? Firstly, I've never shouted at a fan. Like if I ever meet people out and about, I've never shouted at anyone. Me and Alex have come to the conclusion that this is just someone writing the juiciest question they can think of to try and get my attention to get in the video, which by the way, it has worked, because I was like, what the hell? But it kind of links into what I was just talking about, because that time when I was like panicking, it got to a point where I literally stood up. I didn't answer the door because I didn't want to give them what they wanted, but I walked over to the door and I just shouted, go away. Like I didn't swear at them. I wasn't like overly rude, but I shouted go away because I was like panicking. I needed them to stop. Like it was freaking me out. These young boys that were ringing the doorbell weren't fans. I hate the word fan. They weren't subscribers. They just heard that some YouTubers live in this house, but they didn't actually watch our videos or my videos. Like they weren't subscribers. I was just like, I don't want to live here. I said to Alex, I was like, we've got to sell it already. I can't live here, because I thought it was just going to go on forever. I thought they're not going to stop, but actually after I shouted go away, they did. Yeah, luckily everything turned out okay. So if ever I'm wearing lipstick, I always get loads of questions of which one I'm using. It's usually always the Sophie Revolution lipstick in the shade Syrup. This is just the one that I use most of the time. It's just like a nudie colour and I really like it. So I'm just gonna pop a little bit of that on. Have you ever nearly quit YouTube for real? I feel like I have answered this before, but I don't think I've ever properly answered it. I always just say, no, which is true. I've never nearly quit YouTube, but there have been times where I've thought I was gonna have to, like, let me explain. The first time I nearly quit was when I first started, like back in 2014. Yeah, I did one video and I was like, that's it, I've had enough, no. But another time, I didn't nearly quit, but last year I did start to think like, how am I gonna keep doing this? Yeah, last year I became really uninspired, because that's when I started losing interest in doing the makeup videos. I didn't want to do testing videos anymore or makeup challenges. I was getting so bored of them, but I didn't really have anything to replace them with. So I was like, what am I gonna do? I remember at the end of 2018, I said to Alex, I refuse to go into 2019 doing testing videos again because I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I don't want to do it. And he was like, okay, so what do you want to do instead? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm going into the new year with no idea what I'm doing. Luckily it all worked out. Like, I just kind of started thinking of random video ideas, and that's when these like weird ideas started happening, because I just started having random video ideas and doing them, and it's all worked out in the end. I've now got loads of ideas. I've got a massive list of things, and yeah, it's all worked out. I've kind of found my new little place on YouTube, if you can call it that. I don't really know. Yeah, those are the closest I've ever been to quitting, but I've never nearly quit. Nah. And that is it. That is my makeup complete. This is just my basic everyday makeup routine. Those are the questions answered. Thank you so much if you sent me a question, and I'm sorry that I couldn't answer all of them. Let me know if you want me to do more of them. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys very, very soon. See you later.